Welcome to Daddy Vibes. Athletes do some wild stuff, and it surprises me. Like Calvin Ridley, like that whole getting suspended for like gambling. Yeah, I
don't even think it's that bad.
I don't understand why players gamble to begin with. I mean, they're making more money on their contract than they would from that bet, so it's like you're gonna lose out on your entire contract just for like a $10,000 bet.
Now I don't know what he gambled on, so I can't really speak on the morality of like that gambling. But
sure,
if you talk about like think of like Pete Rose, he was banned from baseball
and the Hall of Fame. He's
never going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Most hits of all time.
He's arguably the greatest hitter of all time.
Yeah,
has the most hits of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's.
Nobody will pass him.
I think like Ichiro or maybe Ted Williams probably.
Ichiro's.
Yeah,
got a special place.
Ichiro's my favorite.
Same.
Yeah, because
I grew up. Yeah, that was
your guy growing up.
That was my guy. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like that or like Shoeless Joe Jackson. Like these are guys that. Well, Shoeless Joe Jackson was never proved, but the accusation was that he and the entire Black Sox team bet on them losing, and I don't think they ever finished that World Series, but he actually broke like records during that series. So history tells that he was actually playing to win when the other team was playing to lose. But but like if you look at like statistics and stuff with like Pete Rose. It's hard to believe that this dude was like, I mean, sure, obviously he was betting, like it is what it is. But you know, the morality of it and like that he wasn't trying to lose. Like you don't play that. He was also known as being one of the hardest to play the game. Like as far as like dirty jersey type of player.
Oh, gotcha. Level of effort. And just
like he absolute effort player. Like it was never the fastest. Never had the most like bat speed, power, speed. But
he got on
the
base.
Man played hard.
Yeah,
he actually ended a man's career in an All-Star game. He played so hard.
Wait, when was that?
So there was an All-Star game. I think it was in the '80s. It was a play at the plate back when they were allowed to have contact.
When
it
was fun.
If you ever watch the replay, he runs into home, levels the catcher. And that catcher was like never the same again. Essentially ended his career. Like he was at like after that All-Star game, he was.
Who's the dude that hit the bird?
Randy Johnson.
That's wild, dude. That bird exploded.
Dude,
that was
great.
Feather. It was
did you
like
see someone
cartoon.
Did that this year? It wasn't in a game.
No.
It wasn't in a game, so it wasn't the same. But it was in a warm up. Someone captured it on video. They're like warming up, and he just like threw the ball in a.
That is. So
it didn't
crazy.
explode like it did because it wasn't 100. Yeah, it wasn't that, but it was.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy, bro. Imagine being that bird.
Don't know how.
That's a hell of a way to go.
No, that's a birdemic right there.
Chilling.
Just like
wow,
that.
look at this beautiful day. We're playing baseball.
I get to watch Randy jump.
Yeah. Yes, it's exactly what happened, dude.
You know, Randy Johnson's like a big time photographer now.
Yeah,
really?
I saw that.
Yeah,
big time photographer.
Yeah, that's
you
what
have
he,
like an
what he
Instagram or
does.
something?
Yeah, he's got a whole Instagram page. He's real into it. He's really good. Like he's not bad. Like he's got skills.
I did see that. Yeah, it's like so. I was on some like rabbit trail on
Instagram.
Yeah, looking at shit, and I was like, "Whoa, this is the dude that blew up the bird."
This dude blew up the bird. Now he's.
That's so crazy, dude. That was nuts.
Yeah.
I remember when we saw Mike Trout play out here. That
Yeah.
was crazy. It was the Braves and the Angels.
He's gonna be hurt
there
when
was
they come out.
more. There was more Trout fans, not even Angels fans.
I know,
or
more
Braves
Trout.
fans.
Sure,
there was
yeah.
more Trout fans than there were Braves fans at that
I'll
game.
never forget. I can't remember if you went to this game with us, but
I only went to that one.
But there was one. It was when the Angels had Trout, Pujols, and Josh Hamilton all on one team.
What a roster.
I think that's when we went.
And what a losing record. And I'll never forget. So it was before the game. Me and my brother are, and so Josh Hamilton and Mike Trout's my favorite player of all time ever. Josh Hamilton's up there, and Albert Pujols is also up there. And so I was like just like sitting back. We were like watching BP, watching the warm up, and I was like, this is so cool. We're sitting back in right center field. So Trout's over to my left, and I'll never forget. I looked over, and he looked over. And I just did like a little nod, and he did a little nod back.
That's
and
like
then
Steph when we went and saw
yeah,
Steph
and then
play.
I did a little nod. He did it back, and I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." And so my dad had a friend who was also at the game, but he was sitting. He had nice seats back behind home plate, and he was like, "Hey, do you guys want to go check out what these? Go say hi to my friend and see these seats?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. That sounds really exciting." But Mike Trout and Albert Pujols are due up next inning, and we're sitting right where they hit home runs. So I really don't want to I don't want to.
Yeah, you want to catch one. Yeah.
I want to catch a home run ball from Mike Trout. Are you kidding me? And my dad's like, yeah, the chances of that, yeah, I mean, that could happen. You never know. He's like, fine. So we go back around. We're sitting there behind home plate. Mike Trout comes up, boom, launches it deep left field, right, literally a row back from where we were standing. So if I was standing, I could have reached up and grabbed it. And then it gets worse because the next pitch, Albert Pujols sends out to left field and was right next to where we were sitting. I looked to my dad and I said, "Excuse me."
You know what I would have said? Albert Pujols. I love the way they yell.
Oh, it's so great. Oh man.
One thing that's sad about Mike Trout is one, the injuries. Yeah, that really sucks because he's kind of
plagued?
he's kind of like the Mickey Mantle of this era,
which is both great and terrible.
Right. It's there's a little bit of tragic.
Explain that to me in football terms.
So he's like, well,
it would be like if
just think of an injury. Bo Jackson, maybe.
I didn't realize
I can think of it
difficult for you
in
guys.
basketball terms. It'd be like it'd be like Derrick Rose never like.
I said football though.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm doing basketball.
Just imagine Derrick Rose played football.
Yeah.
Oh.
Percy Harvin.
Okay.
Percy Harvin. There you go.
Okay, that's not bad.
Percy Harvin. There's your football reference.
There we go. Perfect. Thank you guys. I understand.
Potential and probable GOAT, plagued by injuries, so will probably never reach his peak potential.
But it's weird to think about that because it's like he's won 3 and Mike Trout's won 3 MVPs and he's been hurt his entire career.
Why does he keep getting injured?
And back injuries. He just broke his hand.
How? You're playing baseball. All you do is run around in circles.
His most recent injury I don't get because his most recent injury he swung the bat just as he's done probably 100,000 times in his career. And then he swung the bat and then just immediately started shaking his hand. And I was like, that was weird. And then he was stepping back up, ready to go, held the bat up, did a little practice swing and said nope, and then walked off the field. And I was like, what? And I was going to be out for the next month.
Listen, there's a lot of ways to get injured playing baseball.
I believe it, but I just thought they'd be smart.
It's not a contact sport, but it's
a contact sport.
It's a lot of limbs, a lot of tendons, a lot of
and also a lot of quick stopping and starting. You got to step on the base or whatever and avoid other people's feet.
Oh yeah,
twist your ankle.
And they did make the bases bigger, but it's.
I think it's a net positive.
Yeah,
but
I did see that.
What do you think about the pitch count, or the pitch clock? The clock.
I like it for the viewing experience,
but
a conversation I had heard this week and that I actually really kind of agree with. I'm curious how it's going to play out in the playoffs because there is something that.
Can you put your mic in your mouth when you talk?
So. So I think one thing that it may take away from that I'm kind of worried about is there is something to be said about the drama of the moment between pitches.
I was going to say that.
So, let's say 3-2 count. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. You have 20 seconds. And it's
the drama can't build.
Yeah, there's no the announcer telling a story of the background, talking about this guy's been
setting
in a slump.
the scene and
it's been 0 for his 27 and this might be the last game of his career.
I think it's more geared to casual baseball
100%
fans
it
though,
is.
because I am a casual baseball fan. I haven't watched baseball since since I don't know, probably the last 6-7 years because the A's are so terrible and they've been so terrible and the whole situation around them was I'm not going to deal with this. I can't do it. And but as a casual baseball fan, I can't even find myself watching games because they're so fucking long. It's dude, just not.
I totally get that.
Why? You know what I mean? Stop.
And I get that, and I think the pitch clock is actually I think it's really good for baseball. But to your point, I agree because the Shohei Ohtani Mike Trout at bat in the end of the World Baseball Classic was the greatest at bat I'd ever seen in my life, and every single one of those pitches would have been a pitch clock violation.
I mean, that's like an international world event.
And there wasn't anybody watching that who was like, man, this is taking a long time. Sure. They really need to speed this up. So I feel like in save situations or 9th inning or playoffs,
you're talking about 2 of probably the 3 best players on planet Earth. Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Shohei. You have Shohei and Mike Trout pitching in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
And
in a one-run game. Mike Trout goes deep, tie game.
I'm with you guys on that. I think there needs to be circumstances where it can be without the clock. Like playoffs would be a good one.
Ninth inning
or games
on,
like
or a
that,
save
or all-star
situation.
games, stuff like that, because it's not as often. But like the regular season, there needs to be a pitch clock because this shit is insane. Like, it's so
162 games and like
and
3.5 hour games.
But anyone that's
going
to watch baseball playoffs are either one of two people. A, they're either fans of the team that's playing, and so they're in the playoffs, and they're like, okay, now we got to watch. Or they're a baseball enthusiast who like you guys who love baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they're not going to mind it, right? And so. But during the regular season, I will not watch a baseball game until they figure out how to shorten it up because it is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, they have the pitch clocks really helped. Like this year, games on average are like an hour and a half shorter. Like it's crazy.
More scoring,
what? An hour and a half?
I think that might be an exaggeration, but it's
Put a chalk mark on the board
for an exaggeration. Jeez.
I don't know. We'll have to put this one under review for
next
week's episode.
This is ridiculous.
Hour and a half might be an exaggeration,
but I'm not surprised after your bowling story earlier.
But
we're gonna send this one up to the booth.
Yeah, official review. We'll get the answer next week.
Damn it.
But yeah, I think I would prefer it either times get extended for the playoffs or just be like totally taken out, because with a 162 game season plus playoffs, you do have to make that viewing experience, consumable for like the average viewer, because
especially with how hot it's been.
Well, and it's just like the sport. It's the least marketable major sport right now. Like
because it's
think about Mike Trout. Unless you really know baseball,
I know
you don't really know who Mike
and
Trout
it's
is.
sad, but everyone knows who Patrick Mahomes is, or Tom Brady.
NFL's America's pastime.
Like this guy's been at the top of the league for the last 10 years. But it's sad. But I think they are definitely making a concerted effort with Shohei.
Yeah, for sure.
As far as
they literally created a rule just for him.
Just for the non-baseball fans listening, who is Shohei?
You know what? You're the fan, so I'm going to let you.
Shohei Ohtani is one of the greatest things that's happened to planet Earth. He was a baseball player in Japan. Not only is he one of the best hitters in baseball, but he is also one of the best pitchers in baseball, which is something that we don't ever see. We haven't seen since Babe Ruth, and he didn't even really do it as long as Shohei's been doing it. Shohei plays for the Angels right now. He's on a team with Mike Trout. The team sucks, and they're probably going to trade him pretty soon.
So he's a phenomenon.
He's a phenomenon.
I'm hoping he goes to the Mariners.
He's not going to go to the Mariners.
Sell the
or the
Yankees. Once in a lifetime player.
He's a once in a generation. I mean, he's like seriously. It's just like I don't give a crap what you say.
That's less.
He's a generational talent. We're not going to see anything like this for a long time. It's
really difficult because when guys are getting developed from a young age, like. In high school, if you're just an okay hitter, but you have serious potential as a pitcher, you're going to be, and baseball players know this, you're going to be called a PO, a pitcher only.
Mm-hmm.
You are not allowed to touch a bat.
Mm-hmm.
So you're essentially
hitters.
That too, but
in that division.
Which I love that rule. I'm glad pitchers don't hit anymore because it's a waste of an at bat.
Is that throughout baseball?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When did they change that?
A few years
2
ago.
years ago.
Oh, see, I don't follow baseball anymore.
Yeah, so there's no more pitchers hitting.
That's good.
Yeah.
Unless they want to, or
no. Well, Shohei DHs, so it's
if they created a rule around him where like if you're in the game as a DH, you can still like pitch that game.
Yeah.
Because it's like nine players and still all that. But they really just created the rule just for Shohei, or at least that specific rule.
But it's really hard because. Pitchers are the way they develop pitchers now is so difficult because it's a very high risk position.
Yeah.
Because there's so much. If you have real serious arm talent, you also have very high likelihood of being injured and like ruining your arm. Like
good old Tommy John.
Tommy John, ligament injuries.
Brock Purdy just got Tommy John.
John. And just all that arm motion, you don't want to risk that when you're hitting.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of guys usually have to make a choice. Are you going to pitch or are you going to hit? Like you have to pick one. And like going through college, because a lot of programs are not going to risk injury with guys that are, they're putting their money and their franchise belief into to play two positions and just increase the likelihood of injury.
Yeah, and it's crazy that I think Shohei had one big injury like his second year, but apart from that.
And I know a lot of people were like, "See, we knew this was going to happen."
But you know what's crazy is just a couple weeks ago he was pitching. He struck out 2 in the first inning, came up, hit a bomb to right field, and then struck out like 8 or 9, and got hurt pitching, came out of the game, but was still in as a hitter and then hit another home run, which is just like that's something that you don't see, especially if you get hurt as a pitcher, for him to like still be in the game and be able to do that.
Dude, I remember one time when I was little, I was playing catch with my friend. We had like right in our cul-de-sac, there was like this lot that was like this triangle shaped. I don't know, nobody lived there. It was just like this lot. I don't know, it was weird, but it was cool because we would just go out there and play. We were playing catch one day, and behind us up on this tree about 20-30 feet up, there was these 2 squirrels, and they were having sex on the tree while we were playing baseball. We were playing catch. We were talking about baseball, and they were having sex while they were up on the tree. And I was like, what in the world is going on? So I took my skateboard, because I had my skateboard with me, and I slammed it on the ground, and they jumped and got scared, fell off the tree while they were connected, hit the ground together, dude, and then scrambled to get off of each other, and then took off running. Isn't that nuts?
Damn.
Yeah, dude, baseball. That's a true story. I'm not making it up.
I just love how you tie that back to that's baseball for you, man. That's what happens. That's baseball.
America's pastime.
Hey, man. Hey, memories, baseball. You know, you guys never had a weird experience like that?
Who was your childhood? Hero? Did you have a favorite baseball player growing up? Like one guy where you were like, that's my guy.
No, not really. I mean, maybe Jason Giambi. I mean, that was probably
I mean, did it break your heart when he went to the Yankees?
No,
no,
because I was young. Like my baseball enjoyment was like childhood, going with my dad. I was more excited to go to a game with my dad than to watch players. I didn't, you know what I mean? I don't give.
So it's the association of baseball.
Yeah, I like the pins. I would collect a new pin every time, put it on my hat, you know, and all this stuff. So like that was big for me. But as far as like baseball itself goes, it's always been too slow of a sport for me. Like if y'all hadn't noticed, my mind is.
No, I haven't noticed. Thanks for
baseball,
explaining that to me.
It's hard for me to sit there and be like, this is so fun to watch. Do I enjoy baseball? Absolutely. Would I go to a game? Absolutely. Is it my favorite sport all time, or will it ever be? Absolutely not.
Oh.
Absolutely not. I'd rather watch golf than baseball.
I'd rather play golf.
Steph Curry just hit a hole-in-one yesterday.
I saw that. That was crazy.
He won the tournament.
That won him the tournament? That was crazy.
No, sorry. He hit a hole-in-one in the tournament.
And then
he did win the tournament, but he hit a really sweet putt for like 12, 15 feet to seal the tournament.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I saw that hole-in-one.
Nothing but hole.
Nothing but hole.
Yeah. Balls and holes, Steph's the man.
Draining from deep, Steph's specialty.
Dude,
I love Steph Curry. Might be one of my favorite athletes ever.
He looked you in the eye and gave you a nod.
A little nod.
Carson and I were like probably 10, 15 feet away from him.
And he adopted him.
And then he adopted. I would be adopted by Steph. I would go through a second adoption if I could be with Steph Curry. I love Steph Curry so much.
Dude, how could you not?
He's
the man. They asked him when he won the tournament, they're like, what motivated you to win this? He's like, losing to the Lakers.
Nice.
I know. I was like, you're brilliant.
Oh, what
brilliant.
a guy.
Shitty basketball year, but we'll see. We just re-signed Draymond, so
yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
We picked up Chris Paul, which is
I saw that.
Like that. Give him a shit.
I like it. Well, no, dude, any real Warriors fan never wants Chris Paul to have a chip. That's the problem. So it's a catch-22, dude. It's like
it's interesting.
Chris Paul he's a good system player. I mean, he'll rack up your assists. He'll rack up rebounds and steals. He won't put a lot of points on the board because that's not the kind of player he is. He's positional, right?
Yeah.
But it's like he's an asset to the team, so it's very good. Yay! But we don't want Chris Paul to ever win a chip. That's not good for any Warriors fan. We don't want that. And he talks shit to Steve Kerr a bunch. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but there's a lot of videos of him and Steve Kerr like going in on each other like in games. Like they do not like each other. So it'll be interesting to see how he coaches them now. You know?
Yeah.
Good drama.
Yeah.
What if he just doesn't coach him and he's like, do your thing, and we don't give a crap.
Yeah, and then they kicked Jordan Poole. I mean, obviously they want Draymond socked Jordan Poole in the face.
Yes. What
what
was that about? Like, was it just like a
I had heard
disagreement in a practice, or was it like a?
I heard that Jordan Poole had been just like hitting him with little slights throughout the off season, little by little. Like this is, you ain't got, he's like making jokes about his contract coming up, how they're gonna ship him off, and how he needs to start looking for a new team and all this stuff. And I think Draymond it just got to that point with him where he boiled over and just socked him.
I mean, he's an emotional guy.
Draymond,
that's not surprising
he's
at
the
all.
heartbeat of the Warriors.
Yeah. He's something.
Yeah, he's wild.
He was hurt when we went to go.
We've lost championships because he's gotten ejected for techs. I mean, literally, we've lost championships for it. It sucks, but it
Yeah.
is what it is. So it'll be interesting to see how the season goes with Chris Paul. But
It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited. I hope Steph has another crazy season. I want Steph to win another MVP.
He's consistent, man. Unless he gets injured, he'll be good.
Yeah, I want another MVP.
Yeah, do the unanimous ones. Wow,
That's
how the hell
nuts.
you get a unanimous MVP?
By hitting 402 threes.
Yeah, dude. For every shot he takes is a record.
Yeah,
So basketball is phenomenal. I love it. It's so fun.
it's
to
growing
watch.
on me. I didn't grow up being the biggest basketball fan. It was mostly baseball and football. But as I've gotten older, I've really, and Steph really. Once I saw Steph at Davidson, I was like, whoa.
You did?
Yeah.
You watched him play at Davidson?
I did.
What?
Yeah, I was 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old, and I was like, my
That's
my
tight.
dad had it on, and I was like, who's that?
Oh, I thought you meant in person.
No, not
I
in
was
person,
like,
not in person.
whoa,
No.
that's sick.
No, I just was watching it on, whatever my dad was watching it on. I was like, who's that? Like, okay, like looks like 12. There's just
Yeah.
like draining stuff. I was like, immediately he was like I was like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
And then I started following basketball.
Basketball's tight, dude. Football, I love football too, but we'll see what happens this year with Brock Purdy and Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
I like the game of basketball. I don't like the NBA.
What does that mean?
I don't like the lack of parity in the sport. Like it's so player ran where it's like the players just move to like it's the super team thing that I don't really like.
Yeah.
It's the only sport where you can have one superstar and you pretty much have a shot at the title.
I also get
But they can veto trades. The NBA vetoes trades all the time.
No, I know, but even still, how often
like just
is
what the
that?
contracts are like
you know?
handled, it feels it just feels like players move around.
Like there's
They
no
do
other
move.
sport where and I guess there's no other sport that has a LeBron, but there's no other sport where like one player makes that much, makes that like essentially is the team.
Yeah.
Like
No. There's no team where there's one player that makes the team.
LeBron carried the Cavaliers for years.
He had Kevin Love.
No, the old Cavs.
He had Kevin Love.
No, I'm talking
Dude,
talking about before he went to the Heat.
Kevin Love was drafted by the Cavs. He had Kevin Love.
Kevin Love wasn't with the Cavs.
Kevin Love was drafted by the Cavs.
He wasn't. No.
Yes, he was.
They got Kevin Love after LeBron got there.
No, they did not. Google
All right,
it.
Here we go. Get the chalk
They
ready. Here we go.
drafted Kevin Love. He just got traded to the Heat
I
for
don't
the first time.
I don't remember, so I'm gonna leave this up to y'all because I don't know.
Dun, 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 dun.
But yeah, there's
Dun, dun, dun,
I
dun.
get tired how much I
Who
hear about
drafted
LeBron.
Kevin Love. Didn't suck it.
Memphis Grizzlies.
No, he didn't.
Boom.
5th overall by the
But did
Memphis
he get
Grizzlies
traded?
and was traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves on draft night and over selection for OJ Mayo.
So
and
when
an
did he go to the
8-player deal.
Cavs? When did he go to the Cavs?
2014.
When did he get drafted?
He was drafted 2008.
We'll add that up there.
Wait,
knew we were gonna
okay.
have one.
Proud
Wait,
to do so.
I want to go for double or nothing.
All right.
No, I want to go for
double or nothing. Here we go.
I want to say that he still was there before LeBron, even though I'm thinking he wasn't.
okay, let's see.
I'm thinking they created a super team.
Okay, so if he joined the Cavaliers in 2014. So
I'm shaking.
It's 'cause
My credibility's on the line.
your
My-
credibility's never
My
been
family
existent.
listens to this podcast. This guy is a pathological liar.
Yeah, no, he is.
so they went back. So LeBron James went back in 2014. So Kevin Love was brought over there because of LeBron.
Well, no, before LeBron.
It was the same year. No,
Okay.
not before.
So that's we'll just
Double or
have-
nothing. Add another one. He said.
That does no because
No, you
that
said.
doesn't wait. My double or nothing was that he would go before, but it's
Yeah.
the same exact year. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide on this one.
I'll give you a
We'll give him grace.
stalemate on that one.
Anyways, but still, you had said that one player determines an entire team.
Can make that
Name
much of an impact.
When the LeBron Cavs thing.
LeBron.
But LeBron
Cavs.
didn't bring LeBron. No person can bring a team to the finals by themselves. LeBron didn't single-handedly do that.
He damn near did.
No, he
that
didn't.
team was garbage after he left.
Yeah,
Like last
because-
place actually.
Yeah, because J.R. Smith retired, right? J.R. Smith sucked.
No.
though. That's
I'm
not a
talking
good one.
about the first time he was in Cleveland.
Who was it? It was Kevin Love. It was LeBron.
no,
That was the second Cleveland era.
Oh, who was
I'm
in
talking about the first
who's
one.
there in the
They
first
didn't
one?
have anybody.
That's the point. There really wasn't
They were
any.
all just guys.
Look up when the first. When was the?
What was
What
it?
year did they win? Because they played the Warriors.
Yeah, that was after 2014.
Cleveland,
I think
this
that was
is for
16.
you. No, because 2014 is when Kevin Love went over, and you're saying it was before that.
No, I'm saying LeBron's Cavaliers team was garbage before he went to the Heat.
Yes, he was Cavs, Heat, then back to the Cavs.
Yeah.
Cavs, garbage team.
Oh, you're talking about before they even won a final.
Yeah.
I was
I'm
thinking,
talking about when he went.
Gotcha. When he
lost.
got drafted.
Yeah.
I don't know why my mind was. I was thinking you were talking about when he went there. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yes,
That's what I'm saying.
That's why he left. He went to Miami, won the finals, then he came back over to Cleveland.
Right.
And
it's the whole like recruitment, players recruiting players, and building super teams.
Yeah.
Like essentially, there's no farm system really. Like there's the G League.
The Warriors literally built that entire team.
Yeah, but they're an exception to the rule. How many teams have done that?
Dude, probably a lot more than you think.
That are winning like
OKC
the Warriors.
Drafted that entire team. They didn't win. Yeah, but the Warriors have
everybody
left. But that's chemistry. I mean, they drafted a team and they built the chemistry.
The Warriors are the only team you can really say built a whole squad.
No, the freaking Bucks just did it with Giannis.
Giannis is a generational player.
He's not okay, but still, I mean, you can't.
He's one of those
generational players. They don't win without him.
Yeah,
of course not. Every team has one player that leads the team.
That's what I'm saying. There's no other sport like that,
dude.
And you just proved his point.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could argue.
I'm like losing myself in my mind. You could
argue.
I'm like having a hard time tracking everything. That's why I'm like, yeah, I guess. Because I'm like,
you could argue Tom Brady, maybe.
Yeah, suck it.
Yeah, but he did have his Bucks team was loaded.
His Bucks team was loaded.
And the Patriots, he also had Bill Belichick, and he had absolutely no competition in the division. So he basically had a yellow brick road to the playoffs every single year.
And then once he's in the playoffs, he just turned into.
And a lot of those playoffs were won by kickers. So
interesting.
But that doesn't. You can't.
I'm not blaspheming. I'm not blaspheming Tom Brady.
He's blaspheming Tom Brady right now.
I'm just saying that he is not the.
This guy's reaching.
Football's more of a team sport.
Yes, 100%.
Much more of a team sport.
You think it's more team sport than basketball?
I would say.
Yes.
Oh, no
I would agree.
Way,
I would
dude.
agree.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
No, it's not. You guys are out of your mind.
There's more facets to the game.
It doesn't make it more of a team game.
Special teams, defense, offense.
That doesn't make it a team. That doesn't make it more
of
a team game.
There's different players coming on for each. You've got to organize each of your defense and offense and your special teams based on the players that you have. It's based off of your team.
You don't have to do that with basketball?
No, because everyone's on the court the whole time. I mean, you can.
They sub in and out. They
can sub in and out, but that's different.
They literally go bowling on their off season all the time.
But that doesn't
build chemistry. It's a team.
Yes, you have to build chemistry on a team game, but football's more of a team sport than basketball is.
How?
You think about the LeBrons, the Michael Jordans that carry teams to the playoff. You don't see that because look at the teams that they're on. If you take the rest
of the team out and you just put LeBron there, he ain't winning.
No, that's not. No, you're making an extreme. You're taking it to an extreme level.
You are.
We're saying football is more chemistry based, or not even chemistry based, but more team and it's more chess than basketball is.
Okay, yes, I would say chess, but that's not what team
where
means.
every piece matters.
Yes.
It's not.
Okay, but that's not that. But that doesn't. Having a game that's more like chess, where
if you have a shooting guard that's not shooting well, you can like dish it out to someone else, or you can yourself get around the defense.
Yeah,
but if your offensive lineman, is not having a good game, your whole game's over. You can't do anything. It's different with basketball where you can find lanes.
If corners can't cover anybody,
you're screwed.
That does not make it more of a team game, because if your shooter isn't making shots, he still needs to do what? Pass the ball, set the screen,
or you can just not give him the ball at all, and you can still do that. If you can still run your offense if your guy isn't shooting well. You cannot run an offense if your offensive line isn't working.
Do you guys know why the Warriors are so good?
Because Steph Curry.
No. Do you know why the Warriors are so good?
And Klay Thompson.
Because they're deep.
And Draymond Green.
No, because their chemistry. You can look up anyone who knows basketball.
Sure.
Their team.
We're not talking about chemistry.
Okay. What? You can't talk about
it's not just chemistry
and not talk about chemistry.
I'm not saying they're not related. I'm just saying that's not the argument.
No. But what I'm saying
and you're also using the best example in the entire NBA.
So
I
didn't know there was terms and conditions on a debate.
No, but they're the exception. They're not the rule. That's like taking like Babe Ruth.
So the Bulls, the 93
like
Bulls. You're telling me that was just Michael Jordan? That wasn't a team?
No, I'm not.
Warriors
are
an exception.
No one said that.
Okay. Yeah, it's not an exception.
That is a whole
That's
team.
more common than you think. It's a team sport.
It is a team sport, but football's more of a team sport.
That's 20 years
because
ago.
For a
That's 30 years ago.
For a non-basketball fan, it's one that you understand. You won't understand if I say OKC and talk about James Harden, Kevin Durant, freaking Russell Westbrook, who's the biggest ball hog.
All left.
Kevin Durant
and they all lost.
Yes, because there was no chemistry. They had no team. It didn't work well.
Right.
So they went to a team and created chemistry.
No. But I'm saying, look at all the super teams built that are garbage, like the Nets. Like when they tried to do that thing.
Because their defense is ass. That's why. Because Kevin Durant's an idiot who thinks that shooting the ball is going to get you a championship. When that's not the case.
I
know you've seen that video, the comedy.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Kevin Durant's ass open.
He destroyed
Kevin Durant. Just come in and was like, he's like, I'm better at my career than you are at yours. I'm like, bro, you just got obliterated. Have you seen it?
No, what was this?
So Kevin Durant called out some comedian because the comedian had said something about Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant called out the comedian and said something. So the comedian made a video that was like 3 or 4 minutes long and just roasted the hell out of KD. Just said there's a reason why you're not winning championships without the Warriors. It's because you tweet stupid shit like this. And he showed a tweet where it said Kevin Durant was like, winning is made from offense. And he was like, it's you can't win games without defense. He's like, that's why you don't win outside the Warriors. When they won with you, they had the best defense in the league. He's like, in the chemistry this and da-da-da-da, and the teammates this. He's like, you left the Nets because you guys didn't have defense. He's like, you guys got knocked out in the first round. He's like, in the first round. And he just roasted him, bro. You got to watch the video.
I'll have to check it out.
It's really funny.
Who was the comedian?
He's more of like a social media comedian.
Oh, gotcha.
He does stand up. Don't get me wrong, he's not like some guy, but he's not Dave Chappelle
or like some
I'm not
Chris
gonna watch
D'Elia
him
or something. Yeah,
I'm not gonna watch him.
He's good. But he was good.
Yeah.
It was,
I mean, he knew what he was talking about, and he blew. Blew Kevin Durant another.
I want to check this out.
Yeah, I mean, he had also.
I can't remember where I think
he was just talking about how the Suns. I mean, how it's not going to work, and because Kevin Durant's whole mentality is, if you score the ball enough, you'll win the game. And he broke it down on another level, where he's like,
that's nuts.
He's like, you will not win championships if you don't get your defense up, and your fucking defense sucks. He was like.
Call him
he
out.
was on him. Yeah, it was funny, dude. And he saw it too, and he commented. He's like, "I'm better at my career than you are at yours." And I was like,
"Did anybody respond to his comments?"
I'm sure they did.
That's so funny.
Kevin Durant's a knucklehead, dude. Ever since he had that burner,
he's a goofball.
I wouldn't be saying this if he didn't leave the Warriors, but it's like what Draymond told him: the Warriors don't need him. They won a championship the year after he left.
Before and after, right?
Yep, before and after.
So he was just.
Kevin Durant's just
adding bacon to a delicious baked cheeseburger.
We would have won. I guarantee we would have won that year if he didn't tear his Achilles. Remember when he came back into play early and he refucked it up? We would have won that game, that championship. I bet if Kevin Durant was playing. Did LeBron?
Oh, because y'all played twice, right?
Yep. We played
three
LeBron
times.
in
it was
every
against
finals.
the Lakers, right? It was when he was with the Lakers.
Then the next finals appearance we beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
And then the next one was just this last year.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me give you some examples of teams. What I'm trying to support my what I'm trying to say. Complete teams as far as a team game. So, for instance, if you take Super Bowl winning teams let's talk about the 2013 Seahawks. Arguably the greatest
was that Denver,
defense of all. Yeah.
Okay.
When they absolutely annihilated Denver.
Yeah, that was Denver. Yeah, they got Denver bad.
It's early.
No Pomos.
It's
fucking noon.
Yeah,
what do you mean it's early?
It's 8 o'clock for me. But
it's probably 1 now.
But that defense was ridiculous. The offense had the best rushing attack in the NFL.
Shout out Geno Smith.
Special teams was at the very least league average. So everything was clicking for them. And forget not that the Denver Broncos had a historical offensive season. That was arguably one of the greatest offenses of all time.
They smacked them in the Super Bowl.
It wasn't even. It was embarrassing.
It was so bad.
And I had so much fun.
I wish I didn't watch it.
Was that
you liked watching that? I mean, I guess you did.
It was the first one they ever.
He's wearing a Seahawks hat.
I remember when the Seahawks.
Did the Broncos have Manning then, or did Manning already? Yeah.
That was his. That was
crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that was when Wes Welker had that ridiculous.
It was 49-3 was the final.
I think it was the year before that the Niners played the Ravens, and Navarro Bowman broke his leg in the game in the conference finals.
Was that the blackout?
When they played the Broncos.
That was when Colin Kaepernick was
dope.
was like Lamar Jackson.
That was so fun to watch, dude. He was like a fucking gazelle.
I hated those games because they were always so close. Against the Seahawks.
Good rivalry.
It was
fun.
Man, I miss that. I think it's coming back.
I think
it's coming back.
That year,
we shit
2013,
all over you guys, and I loved every single time.
That NFC Championship was the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
But another example is one of my favorite playoff teams of all time. I think was the 2014 Kansas City Royals, where they won the World Series. It was that small ball team. They beat the Mets, I think. Right?
Last time the Angels were in the playoffs was 20, and they got swept.
So that Royals team,
by the Royals.
Great pitching, excellent bullpen, excellent defense. They had a few Gold Glovers that year. They stole bases. They hit for contact, not much power, but they did everything right. They scored. They pitched well, like pure team baseball. A little bit of small ball. Mm-hmm. I'm talking. And I'm a Yankees fan and a Fairweather Mariners fan. Like, for me to have like the Royals be essentially my favorite like World Series team, I also really like the White Sox in 2005.
Don't say 5. I think. Oh my god, that was a.
Yeah,
you're bringing up these
Astros,
tragic Angels playoff experiences. That was the dumbest one because you remember how that series ended against the Angels?
No, I don't.
There was a drop third strike. That wasn't called a drop third strike, or I can't remember exactly what happened, but like the catcher dropped it, and then the guy started running, and then it was like there was like a whole fiasco with like what the actual call was or whatever, and then the Angels lost on that play, and then the White Sox won the World Series, and it was stupid.
That's crazy. I don't know. I can't remember baseball shit like that at all. But
I love it, man. Baseball is mine.
I'm excited to see Purdy, and I'm excited to see like what Purdy does with Trey, because Trey Lance. Purdy tore his ligament or tore something. I don't know what he did. But he had some surgery. But Trey Lance also broke his leg like 2 games in this season.
Oh wow!
So it'll be interesting to see because, John Lynch has already said Purdy's going to be the starter as long as he's back and his injury is better. And but it'll have to be him versus Lance versus Carson Wentz to see who's got the starting position. But right now Purdy's got it because of what he did.
Yeah. Didn't Sam Darnold just go to the
I'm sorry,
Niners?
Sam Darnold, not Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see, but I'm excited, dude. I love Brock Purdy. He took the NFL by storm.
He did. That was really fun to watch. That end of last season, that was really fun. I'm not even a Niners fan, but I really enjoyed watching. And also they got McCaffrey. McCaffrey's my favorite player in the NFL.
Bro.
He had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. His first game as a Niner.
That's nuts, dude.
It was awesome. Christian McCaffrey's my favorite player in the NFL.
He's so ridiculous. I just hope that he doesn't get injured. That's like my
and he's one of those Mike Trout types where he gets that honestly might be a better comparison, Christian McCaffrey and Mike Trout, because when McCaffrey's healthy, he's one of the best running backs in football, but when he just can't stay healthy, it's a tragedy.
I wonder if he stays, how long he's going to stay out there.
With the Niners?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. If they win a Super Bowl, he'll stay out there a while.
About 3 years of
how old is
like being at the top of the league.
Yeah.
You're looking for.
All right, what you got?
Okay, so there's this weird you see it, you ever see these lives, these weird TikTok lives where there's people like well, there's a few different trends that I've seen. There's one where it's like this family that is it's like in a whole other country, and they're basically just begging for it's weird. They're all like doing like this, and they're yelling in a different language on camera, and it's like they're begging for likes and stuff. And then there's this it's weird.
What? They're literally begging for likes?
It's bizarre. It's really weird. And I'm telling there's other stuff, like there's also ASMR stuff, which is not as weird, but then there's these other really weird ones that don't make any sense. It's almost a satirical parody of like these Japanese like e-girls doing these weird reactions to
e-commerce
comments.
Girls?
No, like an anime girl or something.
That starts with an A. A-girls.
Well, that's not what the E stands for.
What's the E stand for?
Electronic.
This is the misinformation crap. We're getting flagged for.
No. It's bizarre because there's this girl that does these recordings, and she does this weird, and she does like stuff with her hands where she's like,
"Oh, yeah, I've seen
it.
it.
Thank you."
Yes,
and she does it in an accent.
Yes,
and she's like in character.
That's actually her accent, though. By the way, I saw.
No, because she breaks character at one point
about her son.
No, there's a point where I think T-Pain or maybe it's Timbaland likes her or gives her a like or something.
Yes.
No,
that. No. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
What is this?
oh, thank you. Thank
Ice
for-
cream. Ice
I'm
cream.
so glad I'm not on TikTok.
It's
Yes.
It's exactly that, and it's just
People have
weird.
like
Now people are copying it,
like
and there's like a
fixations for-
bunch of it. Yeah, it's
NPCs.
I will
internet-
not be
Yeah,
getting into that
NPCs,
trend.
People love NPCs, so they like will pay her money like on TikTok by donation and stuff to get her to continue doing it. So every time they would like, TikTok's got those live things where you can send someone an ice cream or a rose, and each thing she responds differently. So she's like, oh yes, a rose, oh, and it's like she's
What
like
the
trying to be an
hell?
NPC,
Yeah.
and people are like they're like fascinated
actually that
by
didn't
it.
connect with me. I didn't realize that's what it is. Yeah.
The NPC thing.
That makes
Oh
sense.
yeah, but
Yeah.
no, but she's talked outside of her, NPC thing that she does online, and she's got the same accent. Like she's literally talking. So I don't know. Maybe she does it or she doesn't. But when the video I saw of that girl, she had the same accent. And she was talking about why do you guys hate on? She said, why do you guys hate on me? Go do something else. Blah blah blah. But she had the accent. She lives in like I don't know UK or something.
Okay, so maybe she put on an accent when Timbaland liked her.
Yeah,
that thing.
maybe.
I don't know, but it's just bizarre. And now there's people that like are trying to capitalize off of that. It's been a whole thing. There's
weird.
just really weird live stuff. There's this other one where this guy is stacking like bolts into like a pyramid, and he's got like this crying filter on his eyes, and he's like he's using like a chopstick to stack them, and he's like he's like stacking them.
What?
It's so weird.
I haven't seen it.
And he's essentially, I think it's like I guess the thing is it could fall down, and he's worried that another lock, I think it's like certain likes, and he'll knock the whole thing down. And he's every single time I see it when I scroll past it, he's always on the last one at the top. So I think the whole thing is just. And then there's another one where and some of these were a while ago, but there's another one where he has spoonful of worms, like a bowl full of worms, and they keep digging out a spoonful, and the person's like talking, like about to eat it, but they never put it in their mouth.
Why?
It's bizarre.
Yeah,
like it's
this
so
is why I
weird.
deleted TikTok off my phone. I don't need this in my life.
It's so funny though. There's some wild stuff. Like, did I send you guys the one of the deer up on the parking garage in Atlanta?
I don't think so.
Dude, there's like this video of this deer. This guy's like up above like an outdoor parking garage, and this deer's on like the top floor running around. Somehow it got to the top of the parking garage, and it's like running around. This guy's like chasing it, and this guy is filming it from this above angle, and you just see this deer dead sprint across the parking garage and just jump over. And like slapped his legs on the wall, so you just see this deer do a flip, and like his legs are straight up in the air and goes straight down. And they checked on the deer, and the deer was completely fine. But it was the funniest video. That reminds me, did I ever tell you guys about the time I knocked a deer out with a rock?
No.
That's a legit thing.
You knocked a deer out with a like on purpose? Like you were?
Yes.
What the hell's your problem?
I don't know.
Was this back in the dark days
this was
of
back
Jeremy?
in the dark ages, and me and your brother was there. He can attest to it. There was a deer like 15 to 20 feet away from us, and I looked over at Jesse, and I had picked up this rock that was probably, I don't know, it was a decent sized rock, the size of my fist. And I picked it up, and I was like, how much you want to bet I can knock this deer out? And he's like, you can't do it. And so I kid you not, I took this rock and I threw it straight up in the air. It probably went 15 feet up, 20 feet up.
Insane.
Straight up in the air.
How big was the rock?
I don't know, about as big as my fist.
Like a baseball size?
Bigger than a baseball.
Softball?
It was over 10 years ago, so I can't remember the exact size or weight of it.
Give me the weight in grams and the girth.
location. Yeah, it was a very
dimensions.
it was an extremely girthy rock.
Good.
But so I threw it up in the air about 15, 20 feet, comes down, hits the deer,
No.
smack on the head, dude. Right on the head. The deer just collapses. And it's just laying there. And I look over at your brother because I couldn't believe what I just did. Like, the odds of me actually doing that was so slim. That's why I was like,
With a rock? I
that's why I
don't
was like,
think
yes,
so.
I will take the chance. So I knocked this deer out cold, and I look over at your brother, and I was like, dude, what do we do? Like, I just killed a deer. Like, I'm Huckleberry Finn. Like, I'm killing wildlife for meat to, provide for my family without weapons. Like, that is some G shit, Andrew Tate, I'm top G. And so anyways, I look at your brother. I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, what do we do? And then I was like, is it dead? And I look over, and the deer starts running in place while it's knocked out. It's just...
He's dreaming.
And I was like, oh, gosh, dude. And so Jesse and I walk up, and we're like, I don't know, 10, 15 feet away from it at this point. And it stands up, looks over, and just takes off running. And I was like, That was the biggest sign of relief ever because I was like, dude, I didn't want to kill a deer, dude. I didn't mean to, but I also planned it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
you didn't want to kill a deer, but you
speaking
threw
of
a rock.
It was nuts, dude.
Speaking of killing something and not meaning, watch.
This isn't a confessions podcast.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Watch
The
Super
murder.
Dark Times.
Super Dark Times.
Yes, it's
Maybe.
a movie. It's on. I think it's on Netflix. It is. It starts out. It starts out in the tone of kind of like Stranger Things, kind of vibe. It's about like kind of teens, like 4 or
Teeny
5
boppers?
teen boyfriends, not boyfriends, male, just teen
Yeah.
kids,
Slow
kids
down.
being friends.
Yeah.
And like after school, riding bikes around the neighborhood and stuff, giving each other shit, and then it is crazy. It takes
Sounds
a turn.
like it.
It's like it. No, I'm telling you, I know it's hard to explain.
Just slow down.
Watch it going in cold.
Okay.
I don't want to tell you that much about it
What's Super Dark Times?
but honestly, when I finished watching it, it felt like I had just woken up from a nightmare. Like it's that type of movie where you feel it's heavy.
Huh.
Like it weighs down on you after like a little while after you watch it because you're like, wow, that was dark. That was really that like it's oh man, it's because if I give away too much, it will spoil the kind of the impact that the turn takes.
You could have summarized all that and said, watch Super Dark Times. It's very dark. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it.
I know, but I gotta preface.
Wait,
certain
I
things.
can't tell you too much, but wait, I gotta tell you, you gotta watch Super Dark Times.
I can't
but
tell you too much, but let me tell you this.
there's
Scene 1,
teens.
interior bedroom day.
There's a
all
lot
right?
of teens, and I can't tell you much, but it's super dark. And I watched it, and afterwards I was like, wow, that's really dark.
They're all in their teens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow,
They're under 20, above 13.
and it's dark. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's a super dark.
Does the
time.
title do it justice?
Oh yeah.
Good.
But it honestly it initially feels like a Stranger Things type vibe, and then it just takes a
Turn.
It just goes.
I'm
gets
excited.
real-
I love
real
watching
dark
things
and
like that.
depressing.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
maybe
what
not.
I love.
Dark and depressing?
No,
I like things with
I like
a turn.
I like
with a
American
twist.
Ninja Warrior, dude, and Prank.
It's not really a
Channel.
twist. It's more like a twist in tone.
Okay. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll check that
you
out.
think it's gonna be one thing, and then it's very. There's no like supernatural element. It's not like that. It's just humanity's darkness type
Humanity.
stuff.
Watch your profanity.
Watch your profanity.
That's funny.
That's a
Well,
classic one.
All right.
You boys ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, that's all
Don't
I
be
got.
silly. Wrap your willy, boys.
Corduroy condom.
Bam.
Mm.
Very good.
Thanks again for listening to Daddy Bud. We are brought to you by Apex Painting and produced by Fire Exit Studios. We'll see you next week.